What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've made one of these videos. However, I have been thinking about making one for a little while now, so I decided to do it. Anyway, this is a weapon showcase video for Toukiden 2 featuring the Gauntlets. As you can see, I've got them on my back there. Ta-da! If you're curious about which ones I currently have equipped, let's go ahead and take a look at my equipment so you can see them. So I've got the Horsehead Ice Fists, which are fancy-dancy blue, as you can see. I'm wearing the Transmigration stuff as well. And as far as my Mitama are concerned, there they are on the bottom right. If you are curious as to what they can do, well, get them and then use them. I'm not really doing this video for Mitama explanations and whatnot. Suffice it to say, a defensive Mitama for your weapons is very, very useful. Now, let's go ahead and get into showing off the combos and various things that I can show off here right now. So, pretty simple is what I would use to describe. That is the word that I was used to describe the gauntlets. As far as, oh, hello, Liu Kang. But simple is very much the word that I was used to describe the gauntlets and their attacks. You don't have a whole lot of stuff to memorize. It's not like, you know, with the rifle or, you know, the chain whip. And calm down, guy. Anyway, you've got a couple basic attacks. So you've got your normal attack, which is just tap square. There you can see. Ta-da! Pretty simple, right? So, one thing you need to keep in mind with the normal attacks. This is all on the square button, by the way. You can tap it, get your little combo going. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, one thing you can do to increase your damage, and that's one thing that will apply to basically every attack you can perform with the gauntlets, is if you hit square just before an attack lands, you will gain extra damage. Now let's see if I can show this off. Right there. See that? Okay, there's like this blue that shows up. Just, they died. Anyway. But there's this blue circle that shows up on impact. That is actually denoting that you are doing the extra damage. Let's see if I can do that again real quick before we move on to the other examples. It's kind of hard to do, and most of the time you're not going to be able to do it just because the timing's a little tricky with every single attack that you do. Let's see if I can... Right there. See that? That first hit. That was a critical hit. So, I'm not exactly sure how much more damage it's doing. Suffice it to say, you're doing extra. So, do it when you can. Not really that big a deal. Now, next attack, which I very rarely use. It's called the Jawbreaker. You hold square. You charge it up 3 times. Ta-da! That's it. That's all you do. It's for aerial targets or targets that are directly above you. Don't have a whole lot of examples for that. I suppose if you're fighting like a man-eater or something like that, and you're absolutely positively the only one that can attack the claws, well, there you go. That's your option. You know, if you don't want to wait for him or her to fall over. But hey, it is what it is. Now we get into the fun attacks for the gauntlets. This is the fire hooks. Now the fire hooks, I guess we could use these spiders. The fire hooks engulf your target in fire, and then when they are on fire, they take extra damage from, I believe, all sources, but it could just be your attacks. Now, there's 2 different ways to initiate this attack. You can either just press not circle. Ha! You can either just press triangle like this, and you'll do it. I missed. There. See how their body's all orange? That means that they are on fire. I believe it doesn't carry the same elemental effects as traditional fire. Oh, hello. Eventually it will fade, and when it does fade, you no longer get the damage boost. Now, the next thing you can do, and it might be a little hard for me to land a hit like this, you can charge it up. It does a pretty good amount of damage. Outright killed that guy after I hit him. You can just sit here and charge it. It doesn't take stamina or anything, so you can actually wait for things to get close to you. Like, I could probably wait for something. Hey, come here. Come here. Thank you, by the way, Liu Kang. You're just not gonna come over to me? No, that's cool. Alright, so, yeah, you can charge it up. Pretty basic stuff. Now, that attack is your bread and butter when it comes to using the gauntlets. You're almost always wanting to start off a fight with that, because it just makes your other attacks that you do that much better. These guys, it doesn't really show off exactly how much more it does, but when we get into an actual fight here in a minute, I'll show you some of the differences. But yeah, other than that, you've also got your special, and there's two different specials for the gauntlet. Let's see if I can activate this. Brace is one of them. This is when you hit square and X. You put your fists up as a block. You can either use it just like how I'm using it, like this. You can dash around by using the left analog stick. Doesn't take any stamina to do that. Hang on. Alright, so... Well, there you go. Get fucked up, guy. So, the point of the brace, in addition to being able to block with it, is you're supposed to be able to activate a counterattack with it. Come on. And supposedly that's when... Oh, okay, I'm clapping. That's fine. Supposedly that's it's supposed to eliminate downtime for your actual attacks and whatnot, but in practice I find it's difficult to perform, therefore making it unreliable. Just die. Just die! So, generally speaking, I tend not to use it, except for situations where I know a big attack is coming. And the way my Mitama are set up right now, I should be using it more, but I just can't be bothered. But anyway, after that, let's see what we have here as far as an operation. Yes, okay, it's a quest. That's fine. Let's just run over here real quick. Oh, we got all these guys. This is going to be annoying. Yeah, I don't want to do this, but screw it. The other attack that you have at your disposal is your Flurry attack, which I may as well use. Hit circle. Keep hitting circle. You'll attack faster and faster and faster and faster. And eventually, it will stop. Now, it will stop either when you run out of stamina or when you end the combo. And you end the combo just by, well, letting go of circle. You guys need to calm down. As you can see, it does a fairly good amount of damage. Just took out 3 of these guys relatively easily. Stupid howlers. Nobody likes howlers. I'll tell you what, let's show off the other thing you can do with this. Now, if you hit... okay, hang on. If you hit an enemy with your fire hook, and then end... These guys die too quickly. And then you end your Flurry combo on them with the final hit, they will explode, which does extra damage. You can see that there are lots of ways to combo in your damage if you so choose. So, like I said earlier, gauntlets are pretty simple to use, but if you want something that hits really hard, well, it's kind of hard to, you know, it's kind of hard to not pick the gauntlets. They're very, very powerful. Especially if you can get the timing down. That's really what the gauntlets are all about, timing. And in addition to the, hey, thanks, Kai. But in addition to all those basic attacks that I showed off, you also have a Destroyer. Destroyer is not really much to write home about. But, yeah. Tell you what, let's go ahead and jump into an actual fight here, and I'll show off a little bit more about it. I will see you in a second. Okay, so, we're gonna fight a Pyroterix. It's probably a bad idea, because I don't really enjoy fighting Pyroterix, but whatever. Let's go. So, things that you want to know about the Gauntlets. Start off most of your fights with fire hooks. Now, cool thing about fire hooks is depending on where you actually use it in your combo, whether it's by itself, just holding triangle, or hitting square, you will, hey, stop it. You will actually perform a different directional input for your fire hook, which is pretty useful. It's mostly useful for when you want to actually hit a specific target with your fire hook. Straight whiffed there. So, in that instance, I let go of the charge early because I knew I was going to get hit anyway. Stop it. So this is like one of those enemies where you can actually use Jawbreaker, but there's really no reason to. Straight up. Oh yeah, if you attack the same target twice, or more than twice, with fire hooks, it'll just lengthen the amount of time that it's available to actually get taken advantage of for the damage boost. So let's use Flurry real quick. See the blue circles that are encompassing me? That is because the critical hits do also apply to that as well. So sometimes it's best to just use your finisher. And I say finisher, but it's your Flurry. Hey, come down here. Yeah, come down here. So this is the reason why I like to use a defensive Matama with the Gauntlets, by the way, because you can absorb a lot of hits with it, which is nice. So, got my Destroyer. The Destroyer lands directly in front of you. It can be a little hard to aim on certain enemies that you fight, but generally speaking, it's not too bad. Just get as close as possible and you'll probably be fine. I'm gonna use this time to collect your wing, because, I mean, it's not like I need it, but whatever. I just don't want you to have it. Because fuck you. That's why, you dang bird. Yeah, no, that's cool. Preen yourself. It's cool. No. Mine. Right in the face. So yeah, not a whole lot to cover with the Gauntlets as it is, but they're still fun to use. They do a lot of damage, especially if you can manage to combo up your actual Flurry like I'm doing right now. You get stack damage on, which is pretty cool. He's actually already not looking too hot as far as his health is concerned, which is fine, I suppose. What are you even at right now? Yeah, you're already a quarter down, barely even done anything. Let's see here. What do I want to go for? Missed. Whatever. In too much of a hurry. Oh well. It's not that big a deal, I suppose. So you could actually use Jawbreaker to hit his hands if you so saw the need. Kind of like whatever. Go ahead, do your thing. There it is. I'm using Quicksilver because I like having faster attacks. You end up attacking very quickly with Flurry when you use it, which is pretty cool. got him in the breastplate with that. Her? It? I don't know. Don't push me. Don't push me. Ow. He pushed me. Give me your tail. I'm like nowhere near collecting your other part, am I? I might as well just try to kill you. Screw it! But yeah, I highly recommend using a defensive Mitama for your weapon. I think it's been fairly obvious to show exactly the type of usefulness you'll get out of it. Yeah, get punched in the face. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? Immediately put you back into fury. So, the other thing you need to consider about Flurry is the faster you end up attacking with it. So basically, the more stamina you put into actively attacking an enemy with Flurry, the more damage the final hit will do, and you will do overall. So, if I can just get a couple more hits on here. There you go. Sure, why not? But yeah, the faster you're going, the more damage you do in your last hit, which also applies towards getting the bonus damage to your fire hooks as well. He's almost dead. Easy peasy. This is what happens when you use elemental in addition to good raw damage. So you see how those little fireballs came off of that right there? If you just like tap circle, you end it in like 3 hits, your actual flurry attack. So that's something to consider as well. So you can just go. There you go. That's it. Real easy. But you're supposed to tap circle as quickly as possible, effectively. But yeah, that is a pretty basic rundown of the Gauntlets. There's not a whole lot else you really need to know about them, if I'm being honest. They're pretty simple. It's a word I keep throwing around like it sounds like it's a negative, but it's really not. It's a pretty good weapon to get into as far as basics are concerned. If you want something that's kind of a good median between slower, high damage dealing and can be fast while also having some mobility, it's a good compromise in a lot of areas. A lot of new players could use them and probably get used to them very easily. And same thing if you're a veteran player as well. You could totally use them and use them very, very effectively. And once you get a little bit better at the game and learn about timing and, you know, where openings for specific Oni are and all that stuff, you can definitely make really good use of them. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this weapon showcase video for the Gauntlets for Toukiden 2. If you guys liked it, feel free to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, so on and so forth, and feel free to visit my Patreon as well at patreon.com/thezanzibarman. There you can support me directly with monthly payments and whatnot and all that stuff. But yeah, I may be doing more of these. It really depends on how people like, you know, the videos and stuff overall. But I'll probably end up doing more. I don't know what to cover next. If you guys want to see a specific weapon covered next, I think I've still got to do the spear. I think I've got to do oh, what was it? The dual blades. I've got to cover the dual blades, but hey, we'll see about that. Anyway, bye-bye, guys. Take care.